They'll set up to throw. He may try and run for this. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
These type of plays are backbreakers for a defense. They thought they had him hemmed in, thought they were going to get him on the ground with the pass rush, but were unable to do so. He gets away, picks up a big 1st down, and sets up 1st and goal inside the 10.
They'll drop to throw. This will be caught just inside the 10. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal.
Always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Then it's Clinton Dix with a pick. And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line.
All right, work with me, partner. This is a classic understatement. Their execution has been very poor. Last 3 drives, 2 interceptions and a fumble. Winning football? We're not seeing it right now.
Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. They begin the drive with Williams. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Here's Rodgers to throw on 2nd down, escaping the pressure right, and he rifles one incomplete. Jimmy Graham, the intended receiver, and it'll bring up 3rd down. Well, not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Rodgers. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Some boos coming down right now from this home crowd after that call.
Yeah, and that was because of the pass interference call, but for a second there I thought maybe they'd gotten a look at my appearance as Othello in the high school play.
you were Othello?
Not a good one, let me tell you.
Following the penalty, Montgomery. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Rodgers. The connection made. It's Graham. And he'll go down at the 28. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Two minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back to Tampa after this timeout. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Now Rodgers, a free play. He's got Adams on the hookup. And he will have a 1st down at about the 21-yard line. So with the completed pass and the yardage they got, they'll decline the penalty.
So obviously more yards on the pass completion than they would have gained with the penalty. They did the math. They did it well, and it works for them.
Good work that time to get them to jump, and now here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Rodgers. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things that's gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Rodgers going to throw. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. And now the Bucs deciding to take a timeout defensively, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long.
Over here. Hey, 50. Here we go. 58.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. Now look out, Rodgers lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Now the Buccaneers offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
They start the drive with Peterson. And he'll get him a little bit of breathing room across the 5 to the 6-yard line. Tackle made by Eric Kendricks.
Well, both teams practice this situation. And this time, the guys on offense won, and in a very nice way. What a run from that position on their own goal line.
Gave them some good breathing room.
I wonder now, do you still stack the line of scrimmage, or do you play normal defense? They may have backed them off with that run.
And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. Touchdown, Tampa Bay! Devin Funchess as the first half is winding down. And the Bucs get the quick strike touchdown. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. And a lot of football, full half to be played. So the lead trimmed down to 8 as here comes the kickoff, and it's away. Set to return. Here's Raheem Mostert. Solid return. Pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. The Packers offense now heading back out onto the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Throwing on first down is Rodgers. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
Here we go. 58. Zoom. Right now, you got 58.
On first down, Rodgers. He's going to wind up and air it out. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39. 50 to Mike. 50 to Mike. Switch.
Here's Peterson as they begin on the ground. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So we've come to halftime here with the visiting Packers out on top. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We got to get it back.
Jump out. Kelly. Flip it down.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And he whips that one incomplete there. He was looking for his running back, Jamal Williams. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined. But sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it. When you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22.
319.
On 2nd down, Montgomery. And he stopped immediately there. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Buster Screen is able to bring him down.
Hey, check 26.
And the blitz does come. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Olivier Vernon. In there to drop him for a 4-yard loss, and it'll be 4th down. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. This will be fielded at the 17. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15, and the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
no, tell me.
That's exactly what they printed up. stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker boards?
Yeah, those two.
They'll start out on the ground with Jones. Jones breaking from the contact. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Back to throw here. Throw right side, caught by O.J. Howard. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. It's a solid pickup of 11, and it's second down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And a shot taken on 3rd down, unsuccessful. 4th down now.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. This is brought in at the 21. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And now the Packers get set to go. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll try to get this running game going with Williams. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. A gain of 3, 2nd down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Now Rodgers throwing on 2nd down. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
The Packers on 3rd down. They've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Working from the gun, Rodgers. And able to find Graham, complete. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
Well, from an offensive perspective, that sure was pretty because the corner route It's extremely difficult to defend from my perspective.
What we just saw there, is that sort of the evolution of the tight end position?
Yeah, I think it is, because more and more, tight ends are being treated like wide receivers. These are some agile players who can make a play in any spot on the field.
Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
Hey, 626. 319. Well, 319.
Rodgers now on first down. He'll leave it for Montgomery, complete. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. 11 more yards that go around. A first down as well.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
319. Hey, we're all going. Clear right. Wide left. Go to 50.
Rodgers now on first down. He's going to dump that off to his running back, Montgomery. Nothing on that one. It'll be second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly.
I'll go over here. Go to 50. Excellent.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. It'll be a gain of 7, and they get it back to a 3rd and 3.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. The Packers on 3rd down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3. They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down.
Now, that was a big-time play by the defense. They as well knew where the first down line was, and they didn't let them get anywhere near it.
And Crosby puts it through, and that will extend their lead here to 17-6. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens, because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So out come the Bucs now. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. They were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
That's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
Gun!
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he finds Howard complete. And down he'll go at the 25. He'll get the penalty yardage back exactly, 10 yards, as they'll get it to 2nd and 10. To throw now on 2nd and 10. Looking deep downfield. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
All right, now, lucky 56.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he's going to be taken down. They sack him on what will be the final play of quarter number 3. Back now in Tampa. It's Buccaneer football, but they've got work to do. They find themselves behind here to start the fourth quarter. Here's Brian Anger now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he uncorks a beauty, best of the day. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
319. Zoom.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. And he checks this one down to Williams. And now nothing but green ahead of him. Past the 20. Touchdown, Packers. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Packers add 6 to their lead. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who's a complete guy, who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
This one taken from the 7. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency. Move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for. And that's caught inside the 35. A big play that time for Tampa Bay. 41 yards. Well, it's one thing to grab it with one hand, but when you make a catch of that distance, quite another.
Yes, sir. I mean, that one right there, we keep talking about the high-flying antics that we're seeing from receivers nowadays. Doesn't matter what spot they start in. But when it actually does happen in the heat of battle, it brings me right out of my seat.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
We just saw another example of really good defensive football, which has led to the cushion that they have in this game. Got to him once again, knocked him on the ground, forced an incompletion.
Yeah, they've set the tone. It's one thing to set the tone, another to come in here on the road and set the tone. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And this is going to be intercepted. And it's Clinton Dix with a pick. And he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage with a penalty flag down. This might push him back further. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Rodgers gives this to Jamal Williams. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. Pierre Desir in on the stop. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
319.
On second down, Williams. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. And now the Bucs deciding to take a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. The Packers on third down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 9. To throw, it's Rodgers. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. Touchdown, Packers. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, his first touchdown on the year. And the Packers add on to their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning, right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And the Buccaneers getting ready to go as they take the field. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see, do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
Out to the left there and complete to Howard. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive there. He hits the reliable target. They'll set up a throw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
The Bucs on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 5. They'll set up to throw. He's got a man, complete. A very solid gain of 27.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. That little arc on it, he's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
And down to the 36-yard line here. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
Detroit! Detroit!
Back to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Howard. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. And they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
That's going to be caught. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A very solid gain of 27. He'll drop to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And he is all the way up past the 25. Wait a second, they did not accept that after the incompletion. What? Your look is just as puzzled as mine.
I got nothing for you here. You have to take that penalty, don't you?
It's free yards. Now a handoff. Here's Williams. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
319! Hey, flex!
Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. The rush defense stout on first down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Again, it's Williams. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
319! 319! Mike 51! Mike 51! Here we go. Get reset. Hey, easy. Max North. Check the backer.
On 3rd down, here's Williams. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
So, Brandon, when this offense gathers together to watch tape for this game, they're going to be feeling pretty good about themselves until the coaches get upset about the play we just saw. But you know their defense is going to be. But we put up big points all game long. The defense is going to win one every now and then.
Now the Buccaneers go ahead and take another timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on to punt for Green Bay. Fielded just inside the 20. That'll be a 44-yard punt. The return goes for 8. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. On the NFL scoreboard, they've gone to the 4th in Cincinnati. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. If they hold on, a victory there would be their 3rd of the year. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones at a 1st down. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now, because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
And nearly intercepted. That would have been a hat trick, his 3rd pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down. Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw, deep down. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Josh Jackson. And a very good return as he'll take it all the way up to the 40-yard line. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now, that's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game. But these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They loved it.
And that's why I'm glad you took my advice. Got your notes laminated because, you know, open-air booth, that rain can affect us as well, although not as much as the guys on the field. But let's face it, it's kind of fun to watch these types of games, isn't it?
It is. By the way, how impressive is it that you